We find out who won Mack track.
Charter School had their 20th anniversary.
And the 2018 Women's March is coming up.
Also on the show, we take a look at Academic Decathlon's first virtual meet. We learn about Lunafest and hear about the joint school board meeting.
Right here on JDTV News. Welcome to JDTV News. I'm your host, Janessa.
And I'm your co-host, Mindy. I have a question for you, Janessa. Have you ever had to answer 50 questions in half an hour?
Yes, I have.
Was it by any chance during the Academic Decathlon?
Yes, it was.
Well, the Academic Decathlon is an activity where a group of students from a school partake in a series of tests to compare their academic skills. Last weekend, many brave JD students participated in the Southeast Regional competition in a brand new way.
Last weekend was the first ever virtual Academic Decathlon tournament. So it was technically hosted by Craig, but each team stayed in their hometown and tested just at their school online, and the scores were sent in. And then we had Super Quiz, which is our big team competition, as a big video conference.
The Juneau Community Charter School had its 20th anniversary on Saturday, January 13th. At the event, some of the oldest students and teachers arrived, mingling with many of the students from this year. The Juneau Community Charter School, or JCCS for short, is a more hands-on type of school with a slightly different approach to education. While it is not a private school, it is a much smaller school. 2 years ago, the entire kindergarten to 8th grade school had only 100 students. The event was a fundraiser for the 8th grade class. They sold dinner, t-shirts, and more.
There was a school board meeting this Tuesday with JD and TM Student Council representatives, as well as a Yakus representative to meet with school board members.
We sent our reporter down to interview our JD Vice President, Dessa Gerger, to find out what's going on in the schools.
The meeting was basically a way for school board to directly communicate with the JD and TM student councils, and originally I think the aim was to talk about budget ideas, but it ended up just kind of being ideas about like everything. I think like if you can make it the second Tuesday of every month in the JD library, they are so interesting for the most part, and school board is really where like all the decisions are made, really.
That sounds really interesting. If you want to learn more about the school board, the email is schoolboard@juneauschools.org, or just stop by one of the Tuesday public meetings.
Lunafest is a film festival happening this Friday, January 19th in Centennial Hall at 6 p.m. We talked to an organizer of the event to find out more.
Lunafest is a film festival. It is put on by the people who make Luna bars, and they find short films that are by, for, and about women, just because the film industry often is through a male lens. They're trying to do something a little bit different. So the films are for everybody, but they're kind of supposed to be empowering women.
There will also be poster making for the Women's March the next day at Lunafest.
Yep.
This Saturday, January 20th, the second annual Women's March in Juneau. The event will take place from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and will be held on 4th Street in front of the Capitol building. Guest speakers include, but are not limited to, Beth Kurtula, Lieutenant Governor Byron Malott, Representative Ivy Sponholz, and Kate Troll, as well as our very own Juneau-Douglas High School student, Sky Van Valen. Last year's march was held on the 21st of January and had over 1,000 people come to the bitter cold to join the walk from the Capitol to the JACC. It won't be nearly as cold this year, so if you want to show your support for women's rights, they will be gathering at 10 a.m. in front of the Capitol building. That was sure a lot of stuff to say.
And the best part is, it's not over yet. Next up is Sports with Serena. Take it away, Serena.
Thanks, Janessa. Lots going on with sports, too. Today we'll look at the girls' basketball scores, the hockey team, and more here on Sports. First up, hoops. The girls' basketball team traveled to Ketchikan last week and played on Friday and Saturday, but sadly lost both games. The Bears did their best, but on Friday they lost 62-75. and their luck didn't get any better. On Saturday, they also lost 31-46. You'll get them next time. The hockey team, on the other hand, won 4-0 against Lothrop. Good luck on your games on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. Also regarding the hockey team, senior night is Saturday, January 20th. It is being held at Treadwell Arena, and we will miss all of the senior hockey players. And finally, in skiing news, Joanna, known as JoJo Griggs, a freshman here at JDHS, participated in the Coca-Cola Holiday Classic. That's it for sports, but next week is super full of more Bears action.
Thanks, Serena.
Up next is calendar. Let's look at that game schedule.
Today at 2:15, our JV hockey team is gearing up against the White Horse Mustangs. The girls' basketball teams are having games tonight, the Crimson Bears versus the Malamutes. The JV game is at 5:30, while the varsity game is at 7:15. But don't forget the varsity hockey team. They will be playing against the North Pole Patriots at 8.
Keep that spirit up. The JV hockey team is continuing their battle against White Horse at 1 and 4 p.m. on Saturday. The girls' JV basketball team plays again at 5:30, and the varsity game starts at 7:15. And finally, our seniors. Senior night for hockey will take place that Saturday at 6:15, and then carrying on to their game at 7 against the North Pole.
Wednesday, during enrichment, a guest speaker, Philip Yun, will be coming to the school to describe his experience and knowledge of North Korea and their nuclear weapons. He has been to North Korea 4 times and has met Kim Jong-un. That's all we have for the calendar. What an exciting week for sports.
I agree. And up next is the weather with Alex.
Thanks, y'all. Our calendar seems pretty sporty. Well, let's all take a look at the weather, starting with this beautiful view of our own Mendenhall Glacier, taken by our very own Olivia Moore. If you've got your own cool weather pick, and you want to see it on the show, tag us on Twitter at JDHS Video. Now on to the forecast. As you can see from this weather map, we have a break in the clouds with some clear, colder air coming in from the north, and that's going to stick around for a few days. Today is mostly sunny, wrong way, with highs of 33 degrees and lows of 27. You know, I'm not one to spend my time in the sun, I just prefer the rain. Tomorrow's weather, as you can see, today is mostly sunny, with highs of 33 degrees and lows of 27. Tomorrow it's mostly cloudy. Again, highs of 33 degrees and lows of 26. So if you go out, you better bring a sweater. Sunday will be cloudy with highs of 33 degrees and lows of 23. Bring an umbrella as precaution in case it's raining. And that's it for the weather. Janessa?
Thanks, Alex.
And finally, today on the show, we have what you've all been waiting for, the results for the Mack track competition.
Imagine hunting a bear who left incredibly frustrating and cryptic lyrical clues everywhere they went. The dark nights of frigid temperatures, the return to places you've already been, thinking you're right when you're so wrong time after time, and a crushing defeat at the hands of your greatest enemies, going home at the end of the week hungry and sad. This is what the juniors experienced during Mack track last week, as they fought hard for the right to take home a 6-inch tall stuffed bear. The seniors, on the other hand, found Mack the bear in El Sombrero on Friday night and celebrated alongside him with some victory nachos. They were clever and cunning throughout the entire week. Your hard work paid off, seniors. Great job.
Wow, that was biased.
Good job to all that participated.
Sophomores and freshmen not included. Where's your school spirit?
Don't forget to show it during the rest of the week, or the rest of homecoming. Walls start on January 28th. Come help make the school look great and win points for your class. Speaking of school spirit,
you can show us yours by
visiting our website at jdhsvideo.org
and following us on Twitter.
Thanks for tuning in. Go Bears.